As old Jesse Hill used to say, he creates a disturbance in your mind.
This is a song from the day when full-grown men played rock and roll music. I got a baby, Nancy Ruth to sing. I got a baby, she's a real gone queen. I got a baby, she's so good to me.
There was a time when this music was held dangerous, radical, something that was bound to destroy American values. David Vest has lived up to that ideal. Actually, David has been a part of this music since before he can remember, and in quieter moments, you'd be surprised at what comes out of his fingers.
That's by Blind Tom Albinoni. There's a little Italian cat. It played all the festivals in Italy back a while back. I think a lot of blues was written before they called it the blues. I heard some blues out of Beethoven. And some out of Chopin, and that was Albinoni's Adagio in G minor. Sometimes played as a waltz.
How long can you sit here and do this during the day?
Oh, well, if I'm not paying attention, 4 or 5 hours will go by, because I get into playing things, and one idea flows into another, and the next thing I know, I'm writing something, scrambling for paper, or I'm just playing and forgetting it, and, I have a lot of favorite things that I get myself started off with, like John Lewis's great number, Django. I like to play that.
Who sat you down in front of one of these first?
Well, I don't ever remember not playing the piano, but my grandmother, she was a musician. She was a great church singer. In fact, people would join the church just to, get to hear her sing in the choir. So she bought me boogie woogie records. She was the kind of person that wouldn't listen to boogie woogie herself, but didn't mind somebody else enjoying it. She wouldn't go to movies, but she would give me money to go to the movies. A lot of behavior she didn't approve of for herself, but she wasn't judgmental about other people participating in it. Not a lot of people like that anymore. A lot of people today think morality is about watching what other people are doing. What part of judge don't they understand? I guess I played my first paying gig when I was about 13. I played with some gospel groups down in Alabama.
When was that?
Oh, this must have been 1957, 58. The first paying gig was probably 57. I think I made 16 cents.
Boogie, baby.
When did people start saying, you sound like Jerry Lee?
Oh, man.
And when did you get sick of it?
I got sick of it before I'd ever heard him play. I'd never even heard of him and was out playing and somebody said that to me. But as far as I'm concerned, everybody down in Alabama, in these holy roller churches, Pentecostal places, we all did that, just kind of went nuts when we played. In fact, I was asked to leave churches because I moved around too much when I played. The ministers would come and say, look, this is unseemly. And I was making a joyful noise, patting my foot, kind of dancing around playing. They said, well, can you not do that and play? And I said, well, no. We're up here to let these feelings come through. It's not to hide them. And if you're afraid of feeling something or showing that you're feeling something, why be any kind of artist? Why would anybody want to be an artist that was trying to keep things from coming out?
If you're looking for the message of the blues, you might find it right here in this song. Walking down life's highway, people are trying to wear a smile.
All of our life experiences come out in the music. Now I've had such a varied life, almost like it's like reincarnation, living many lives all in this one. Because I've been, I've been the son of a sharecropper, and I've been a college professor. And I've been a Fulbright scholar, and I've been a writer, and I worked as a speechwriter for an oil company.
Wait.
For a while.
Wait.
I actually did that.
Which one?
I actually did that. I ain't gonna say.
All right.
And I worked in the high tech thing. I was in a part of a web dev team for a while. I've done all these things. I actually was a piano mover. For a while, I thought moving pianos, playing it, go right from one to the other. Maybe I'll learn how to play by moving them.
Way down here, oh, way down here. It's a struggle sometimes. Way down here, way down here, oh, way down here. I just can't get satisfied. Way down here.
That's the title tune from David's latest CD, Way Down Here. Knowing what we know about him, you might expect he's writing, and he is. He writes a column for Alexander Coburn's web magazine, Counterpunch.
You ever see a piece I wrote called The Enron Creature?
Aside from the political commentary, he's writing his memoirs for it, too. And yeah, there'll be a book.
It's going to be the title, Rebel Angel.
That's you, huh?
Yeah, that's me.
What's that mean?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the title was kind of put on it by my editor. Maybe he saw that big painting of the angel, the fallen angel upstairs. The one that's got, he's been burnt to a crisp, and he's got barbed wire wrapped around him, and he's hurtling headlong, head downward, but he worked one wing free.
That's you, huh?
Yeah, that's me. Work one wing free. I think, I'm not saying you have to be knocked around a little by life to play the blues, but pretty much everybody is eventually. It's all the human condition, and if you've lost loved ones, you've had your heart broken, financial troubles, foreclosing. I had my home foreclosed on. They took my home away from me. I'm practically homeless. I'm not homeless today, but I've had those bottoms in life, and this music has been here for me. And it's not just the music, but it's the way it connects me to other people. I'm up there playing the blues, And I look at people, and there's something that comes that says, we hear you, we know, boy.
There are times, though, when David puts it all together. The soul, the political, the spiritual, and the rock and roll. Maybe all those folks way back were right. This is still pretty dangerous music.
Opened up a newspaper, look at what they wrote. They said some guy was president, they didn't count the vote. What's that about? Tell me, hey, what's that about? Well, dollar make them holler, but the truth is just bound to come out.